Craig on the right there and Alex on the left. We're expecting a powerful start from Mr. Carnell.
Yeah, hope if it goes well, he should be able to get 3, 4, even 5 permanents onto the battlefield turn 1, which, if he does something like that, it would be very difficult for Chris to catch up straight away without that much.
Yeah, it's actually Craig Stevenson. We'll just get his name changed. It's possible that our friend on the live little Mr. Tom Hayward is just trolling us horribly, but we'll see how it goes. So, as discussed, Alex is mulligan to 6 here, looking at the top card of his library. 6 and a scry, powerful scry.
6 and a scry.
Powerful scry in a deck like Affinity, where that card's going to the bottom and ain't coming back. That card is not coming back, not unless you're going to Pathway Exiles Union. That's not going to happen today. So, what explosions have we got? Here we go.
So, just a Blinkmoth Nexus, Signal Pest, Ornithopter, and...
This is a Welding Jar, I think.
You can see Welding Jar in hand, yep.
Foily Welding Jar.
Only 4 permanents turn 1 to play against Craig's, not Christopher's, Craig's 1. So, yeah, got the change. Craig's.
But we can see there, as the viewers at home may be able to see, Alex's spicy mana base. So he's playing 2 copies of Darkslick Shores. 2
Darkslick Shores, and also we see Thoughtcast. Thoughtcast used to be a 4-off in
Phoenix staple,
but now the deck's taken more of an aggressive slant, and apparently 2 cards for 1 mana just isn't good enough for the deck anymore.
I think that when Twin was in the format, Galvblast, you just wanted to 4 Deceiver Exarchs all day long. That was your plan, and I think Galvblast less important now. The reach is good, but cards like Thoughtcast provide reach in a whole different way, just by drawing more cards. And I think sometimes Affinity is a critical mass deck, not just burn you out, and Galvblast's such a horrible top deck after you've been Vandal Blasted.
Yeah. Craig, again, just playing a land and passing the turn.
Craig on draw go here. I think that's pretty much how the match was going to play out, particularly for the first 2 turns. Alex
he does have a Terminate in hand.
That's okay.
To probably hit.
Signal Pest 4 attacks, I would imagine.
I'm guessing he'll go for the Signal Pest unless if Alex does play his Arcman Ravager before combat.
And a big think here. Of course,
before attacks.
7-8 can't be regenerated. Let's see if Alex does anything here.
See if he tries to sack. Nope. And he'll just let the...
Sad times. Oh, Craig kindly pointing out that it can't be regenerated.
Yeah. A lot of people forget that Terminate is...
Bury.
Yeah, you can't... can't stop that. So then he just follows up with an Arcbound Ravager.
So, Alex, still with a big board state here, even though Craig's using removal spells, I think.
Yeah.
Not as explosive as
I think Alex would have hoped going into the late game.
I mean, he had a board to 6.
And Craig also the Colligan's command in hand, which
spicy.
Could be as discussed. I wonder if Craig's noticed anything with the Darkslick Shores that there might be a slightly different build.
Yeah, so for me that screams budget list. Like, we're looking at his list and it's not particularly budget. There are only 3 Ravager. Interesting decision. But 4 Mox Opal, 3 Etch Champ. Like, I can see all of these cards being very reasonable in the deck, and I think that should be the way he's chosen to build it.
Yeah, I think he probably has just gone for what he thinks is the most powerful in the new meta, with no Splinter Twin and no Summer Bloom.
And as I say, I want to make you wait with us at home. I want to make you wait for the sideboard tech. I just want you to read it. I don't know.
See what the reaction is. Also, looking at some of Craig's sideboard might be quite interesting for them as well. When the sideboard
after game 1, after round 1, where we had a lovely 2 decks, pillars of the format, or at least have been.
At least past pillars of the format.
With fairly standard lists, obviously a bit of spice in the sideboard from Chris or the elsewhere, but I think fairly reasonable card choices to this match, where these guys are in the 1-0 bracket. They've won their first round.
Yeah.
They're doing well, and then definitely substandard list, which I think is really so nice.
It's not what you'd expect, but not to say it's any worse than typical Affinity or typical Grixis Control.
Wow, great tapping Alpha Coalition Relic here.
Alex reading this Coalition Relic.
EDH staple, Coalition Relic.
Not too sure what this is doing.
So, Craig choosing not to cast Colligan's Man there, I think he's not that worried about Alex's board right now, which is,
Alex's board, well, it does have...
mana. It's got mana and things.
Your mana and...
Draw cards.
2 cards.
Thoughtcast into Thoughtcast.
Thoughtcast into Thoughtcast. And Cranial Plating.
Yeah.
Probably the best 2.
Oh, that's such a good draw.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love moments like that.
So...
Major bash.
We've got, I think there's 5 artifacts, is it?
Yeah, it's 5.
So this is attack 4, 6. 5 from the Ornithopter and 1 from the Arcman Ravager. Arcman Ravager and Cranial Plating don't work quite as nicely together as you'd hope.
Perhaps that's why Alex has chosen to go with 3 Arcman Ravagers, who knows?
Yeah.
I could agree with you. It's an interesting decision. So in Craig's first post-combat main phase, He'll remove the counter off the Coalition Relic
Craig.
and make some mana. So
Going into turn 4 on 13 life.
yeah. Not too bad actually against Affinity.
Remand, not the draw he wants. He's also
it's
got,
possible he's looking for land drops at the moment.
he's got Remand, got a Cruel Ultimatum, not the best hand, and that the Welding Jar is shutting off his Colligan's command.
Or at least half of it.
Yeah.
It seems like a reasonable trade at this point.
He's removing the counter from the Coalition Relic.
So he has access to 5 mana in his main phase here, but I don't think he'll want to use it all right now. Doesn't really seem like
What's he doing? Oh, he's
the power play. He's thinking
casting
about
a
thinking
think
twice.
Not really where he wants to be at the moment. I think he'd rather be reacting than just drawing cards, because this clock will kill him in 2 turns at the moment.
I agree completely. Fascinating stuff. So, digging for land has to be a priority, I think. We'll see how this goes. Craig, having a big think about thinking twice. big think. At least thinking once.
Thinking once.
Before he thinks twice.
Thinks.
Just passes.
Passes.
That blue mana just dissipates.
Good job there's no mana burn. But just a land for Alex, but Thoughtcaster could turn that
Fascinating.
into...
I don't think I would have played the land before the Thoughtcast there.
Yeah, if you draw an Inkmoth or Blinkmoth,
you
you'd
really
want them to have... you wouldn't want them to have Summoning Sickness next
Craig
turn.
looking at these Remands, not feeling very good about it.
Remanding a 1 mana Thoughtcast.
I think the Cryptic Command here might be really good. Tap down you guys. Counter the Thoughtcast.
What do you think about casting the Thoughtcast before combat, or would you rather cast it after combat to avoid
Ripping a second plating, the value is just unreal.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of what you want to be doing. Just casting cranial platings.
And even if the cranial plating is destroyed, you can sack the Welding Jar or sack it to Ravager to pump up. So it has got quite his board, although it doesn't look quite as explosive as some of the Affinity starts we've seen, it is very resilient.
So Craig here, massive 2-for-1.
Cryptic Command
Tap
to
you
counter
guys.
and essentially fog the turn.
Yeah,
I guess
powerful
Alex
stuff.
can activate his Blinkmoth and equip the plating to the Blinkmoth.
He can.
So he will still be able to get in for
Whether or not he'll see that line.
for a good 6 mana, 6 damage. Yeah, I see him activate the Blinkmoth.
Instant equip. Well.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage. Is it 8 damage? 7 artifacts plus the. Yeah.
Craig going to 5 here.
Not.
He needs some powerful draws to get him out of this.
Island
is a powerful magic card. Might not win you the game. Aye, Craig says. Deep size.
Colligan's command might not be enough. Yeah, what he really needs is...
I mean, the game's progressed to some extent the way Craig wants it to. He's interacted well with his opponent.
He's got to turn 5.
He's fogged a bit.
Yeah, he's got mana and he's drawing cards, but it's...
Missing his land drop last turn was painful, I think. I think he's still thinking about thinking twice. It's a weird card in this matchup. Do you even have time to think twice? Like,
I don't know. Think twice in the format. Is there...
Oh gosh, that's a whole other story.
There's a whole conversation about whether
it's nice that Craig gets to hold up Remand in the control matchups, and then if they don't cast anything, cast think twice. Whether or not this deck, it's obviously a spicy brew.
It's times like this when it's like
Spellskite, eh?
Ooh,
I'm not sure why Carnell taps his Blinkmoth there.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants to be able to have access to instant speed cranial plating equipping.
Also, I can redirect to Spellskite without paying any mana because he's got 3 blue.
Life, I think.
Playing any life, I mean.
Gonna Remand the Spellskite. Craig gets the draw card.
Draws a Watery Grave. Not what he wants to be drawing here.
Sounds like just like Colligan's command if... okay, just running out again. He's going to respond here?
Respond with a Colligan's command, I guess.
Now then, this is pretty fascinating. If you're Craig, what are your big targets? So Outrun Ravager and Craig.
Oh, he's seen that the Welding Jar is going to stop any of that from happening, and there's no way he can... So
rough time. So as we discussed, Colligan's command just
not quite enough. He did have it in hand from his opening hand, and still.
But okay. Sideboards.
When we see the sideboards, look, mainly Alex's sideboard for some spice, but Craig's just has something interesting.
No, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with all of the sideboards. So,
yeah.
It's Carnell here.
Just give it a read down. We have 1 Ensnaring Bridge, 1 Relic of Progenitus, 2 Chalice of the Void, 2 Stubborn Denial, 1 Swarm Surge, 3 Tezzeret Agent of Bolas, 1 Piling Needle, 1 Torpor Orb, 2 Stoic Rebuttal, and a Doomblade. Wow. Not what you'd expect from a typical Affinity sideboard. And then Craig, we've got the Singleton Bribery, a Drowning Sorrow, a Dispel. Who are you going to...
Bribery? That's modern legal.
I've never seen it in any modern tournament I've ever...
Modern legal bribery. Who knew? EDH staple. Craig's deck is just...
Yeah,
I absolutely love it.
He does like his Singletons.
So yeah, funny, yeah. He's going to draw a lot of cards though, so in theory. So we got the cards that are relevant for the matchup here, I think are Drowning Sorrow and Anger of the Gods. There's an argument for Dreadbore, just killing guys is good. You're probably boarding out the Think Twice is.
Probably, maybe...
I don't really like Negate. I don't think you're going to get to 4 mana for the slot.
Tassiger as a
Tassiger's a good
blocker,
blocker, really. Yeah, I can see that.
Although, Affinity does play a fair few flyers, so Tassiger's blocker might not always work.
Block's a big art rather, Joe. I'm okay with it.
So, what in this Affinity sideboard do you like for the Cruel Control matchup?
Wow. Well, also, that's the fact that Alex didn't actually see much of Craig's deck. He had to read Coalition Relic. Maybe he thinks he's on like Jace Snapcaster.
Yeah. I just have the 4 Snapcasters.
Yeah, so like, maybe he thinks like the weird Gris's Aggro control deck, like almost a Tempo, the Gris's Tempo control deck. In which case, like, does that change your boarding? I really like Swarm Surge here. I just like Trumpet Blast. I just want to play limited decks.
Yeah. Stubborn Nile seems completely fair, seeing as you're probably going to want a lot of his interaction will be non-creatures.
Well, does Carnell assume that Craig's bringing in, 4 or 5 Shatstorm effects? Because the matchup for Craig clearly isn't very good, and
yeah,
I would expect to see that represented in the sideboard. Well, I'm just excited to see what happens.
I
love that there's Torpor in there, even though Twin doesn't exist anymore. I play Torpor on my Affinity sideboard. It's good against Malera combo. It's good against like random Abzan. It's good against Jund sometimes. It's fine against Snapcaster and Restoration Angel, but like...
Yeah, you've got the Vindelian Clique Snapcaster. I guess you can bring it in against...
But like, it was really good against Twin.
Yeah, and it's like... Not only did it shut off the combo, which everyone was worried about, but it also made all of their creatures ambush Vipers and 3/1 Flash Flyer.
With it being the Pro Tour today, thank you very much for watching instead of the Pro Tour, by the way, viewers. With it being the Pro Tour today, do you think we're just not ready for the tech? We're just... it's all a bit... The meta's all a bit up in the air and we're not really sure... And the top prop might just be left in there. It might just be that Alex Carnell woke up this morning, got Affinity out of his drawer, put it in his bag, rocked up to the tournament, wrote out a deck list and set off, because that seems pretty reasonable to me. And
yeah.
Having had the Twin button...
Well, seeing the the round 1 we got, Torpor would have been very good against both of the decks.
You're right, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm so wrong.
Also, we've seen a lot of Kiki Company. Kiki Cord, which Torpor is pretty amazing versus Eternal Witness, Restoration Angel and Pier and Kieran Nalar. So maybe Torpor, he thinks, although we don't have the Twin, there's enough end for the battlefield effects for it to be worthwhile.
I think you're right there.
I'm very much looking forward to this. See what's in his Alex's opening hand.
Now we've finished discussing sideboards, let's look at
this opening hand. Has he brought in any of these spicy sideboard pieces? Face down, taunting us. Vault Scourge, Stubborn Denial, Blinkmoth Nexus. Right. So he has brought the Stubborn Denials in.
So, what's Craig's dream opener? He's got to have some number of bolts and...
Some number of bolts, maybe a Colligan's Command.
Some Wrath effects.
I'm guessing he's hoping for the Anger of the Gods or Drowning Sorrow.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Like, obviously, Cruel Ultimatum maybe want to
I doubt Cruel Ultimatum's still in the deck. If he brought in Tassigers as ways to finish it off, as cheaper ways to finish off the game rather than Cruel Ultimatum.
Nah, I know Craig. Those Cruels aren't coming out of his deck.
Not even
Craig's all in on the Cruel.
Just leaving the 1 in.
Craig is a Cruel Ultimatum in himself. He is the living embodiment of that. And I absolutely love him for it. So I expect to see a Cruel Ultimatum still in Craig's deck. Maybe he's more disciplined than I give him credit for.
Maybe not all 3, because as we saw, the 7 mana spell in his opening hand was essentially dead.
Bit of a moment there, but you didn't know that.
We've seen multiple lightning bolts in Craig's. Is that 3 lightning bolts?
Well,
wow, he is well set up. Oh no, it's 2 lightning bolts and Anger of the Gods.
I guess
Alex. Only the 3 permanent.
How disciplined are you here, Alfie? Because I just want to snap off a bolt here. But with Anger of the Gods in hand, do you think Craig wants to be sandbagging the removal spells for after the Anger?
Snapping off a bolt for the Vault Scourge. I guess. I'm not sure. Maybe you want to save the bolt something like Steel Overseer or an Arcbound Ravager.
Well, I'm just thinking if he's trying to get his opponent to play into removal.
Yeah, if his opponent, I guess bolting the Vault Scourge probably forces his opponent to play one of his big threats next turn. So maybe we. I wouldn't take the 3 to bolt. So if he is going to bolt him, he would do it on his own turn.
Yeah, definitely.
in the second scalding
Yeah,
talent. Yeah, he's going for the
lightning bolt.
Bolt Scourge, gone.
Well, less explosive start than we've seen from Affinity here.
Yeah, just a Mem Knight as he goes
We've
into his
seen
second
some
turn.
of his sideboard cards in his hand, which for Affinity usually means, well, he's drawn more mana sources.
So 3 mana.
There could be some vomit
Only
bombs.
has a Spell Skite and a Signal Pass.
Spell Skite, quite good against Anger of the Gods. Quite good against Lightning Bolt.
He's leaving up Stubborn Denial. What do you think about leaving up Stubborn Denial when you don't actually have the Ferocious? I'd rather get the Volt Scourge out there, I guess, but...
I think Craig might be responding to the Spell Skite.
Ah.
Which means the Summon Denial is very good.
Yeah. If so.
I think it's right for Craig to respond here. I'm surprised he's... Fetch the Steam Vents. I guess you need to just have double red for these double bolts.
He's fetched the Mountain.
Yeah, the Steam Vents last turn if you're going to fetch a Mountain this turn, but I guess that's just what you have to do in these sort of matchups. Affinity puts pressure on your mana. Wow, just let it happen.
No Mem Knight.
No Mem Knight. I'm a bit surprised there.
He just lets that happen and follows up with a Signal Pest. Oh, he doesn't actually have Metalcraft. Oh no, he's Darksteel Citadel. Is that
Darksteel Citadel?
Yeah,
my bad.
I didn't.
That would have been a fascinating.
That would have been. I have seen that happen once before, where a player didn't have Metalcraft.
Didn't have Metalcraft.
Attacked with their Etched Champion and
blocked. Got blocked. Wrecked. Oh, yeah, don't want that to happen. So hey. Craig just on the land go plan.
I think Craig's happy with how this is going. I mean, he's getting hit for 1, potentially 2, and
attacking with the spell one. I love spell sky attacks. I absolutely love them. I was talking about playing Infect in the car. You know, if you have 2 spell skites and any spell, and the 3 mana green enchantment from Avacyn Restored, that whenever your creature gets targeted by a spell or ability,
Wild Defiance,
you can make as much life as you've got. That many, like huge spell skites. Just that many of the hugeness. Ugh. Combo. I love attacking with spell skite.
Yeah, I've seen spell skite attack in a lot of the Gavney Township decks.
Yeah. For big as well.
Attacking with spell skites, Noble Hierarchs, and Birds of Paradise.
So Carnell here, just playing out spells, not leaving up the counter spell.
I guess he needs something big on the board.
But I think, wow. I mean, let's see how this goes because Craig has anger.
Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big blowout. I guess he can sacrifice a lot of the creatures, a lot of the artifacts, and put it on the spell skite.
But I think Craig will be. Yeah, we're gonna be beating with spell skite, aren't we?
Yeah, I think we are going to get a pretty big spell skite here if Craig does go for the Anger of the Gods.
Not playing around Blood Moon, which I think is, I guess, something you just can't do.
He hasn't seen a Glimmer Void. He's seen these Dark shots, so maybe he's suspicious that there isn't actually a red splash, which not playing around Blood Moon is working quite well for him at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
He does need his mana online.
I wouldn't have the loss not playing on Blood Moon. But I've played a lot of Blood Moon in Affinity. I like the 5-colour Affinity sideboard for me.
Yeah, that's one of the my main draws to Affinity for me is the fact you get to play 5 colours in the sideboard.
Right. Oh, he's just saying go, so he's going to Cryptic.
Yeah,
Craig's got Cryptic. So, Carnell's
plating.
Well, that just gets counted, doesn't it? Wow, it's having both his blink moths. Yeah, this goes badly.
But if
Carnell
he counters this, does he still have the Stubborn Denial in hand? If Craig taps out for a Cryptic, then I think the Stubborn Denial will just straight up win Alex. Well, at least getting this cranial plating.
It's huge. It's so big.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 artifacts, yeah. And then 2 triggers. 8, 9, 10, 11,
this has been I'm afraid
12,
this might be
13,
a really short
13. I think he'll be attacked for 13 if he does. If the cranial plating is equipped. Yeah, he goes for it.
Oh my gosh. Craig's going to be pretty salty about Stubborn Denial. Unless... Does Carnell know he has Stubborn Denial in hand? Is it definitely not like a thought cast?
Oh, I thought I saw a Stubborn Denial.
I feel like... I would have sacked that off on the Lightning Bolt. No, just...
I must have... You might have used Stubborn Denial, I'm not sure.
I don't think he's used it.
I thought I saw it.
I agree.
In the opening hand,
we've discussed it.
No, it is there.
He's just
I knew it was
there. He's just taunting us. What a horrible person. Craig reads. Craig cries.
Just a force spike at the moment, but sometimes force spike is all you need. And then I think this is an attack for 13 if I
You might not want to attack at the oh no,
attack with everything.
1, 2, I can't go within the maths.
So I counted 7 artifacts.
I trust you. I 100% trust the math that you've done.
If you go down to 3, then I've got it right.
Coverage isn't about counting damage points. It's about laying on harsh truths.
Yep. Yeah,
some painful
30.
truth, perhaps.
Yeah, painful truths.
So Craig's on a rough time now.
Yeah, I don't think
He's got another cryptic, so he's got a turn.
he's got the anger of the gods.
But the problem is, like,
He's just got to hope this.
I got this cryptic
Because
you
with
can't
anger of the gods,
it
the
just dies.
Arcman Ravager just
Eats everything and then.
watch him have drawn another thought cast. So I guess it's just counter tap. But
Yeah,
he
counter
doesn't
tap.
activate
Oh.
Blink Moth, win the game.
Yeah. He hasn't seen Craig hasn't seen it. I showed him
Like he has to counter the thought cast really. But yeah, and that was a very quick round 2.
Very quick round 2 for us here. Craig Stevenson, we didn't get to see the full depths and breadth.
No, we didn't get to see
control, but
quite
Carnell on his spicy Affinity list with the Summon Denials, the Dark Slick Shores, and the Tez in the board.
Yeah, I haven't.
Going to 2-0, ladies and gentlemen.
What do you think of Stubborn Denial over Spell Pierce?
It's got its merits. I like playing as well now.
I like playing Spell Pierce over the Stubborn Denial, but we didn't actually. None of the spice really showed much in this matchup. I guess his deck is generally the main board's quite well tuned to be Craig's deck, so
this is a rough matchup.
siding into things like
Boarding and Relic there, that makes sense, I guess, and the Summon Denials.
Yeah, he didn't bring in any of the spicy parts.
Doesn't want to give the spice away for you viewers at home yet.
Yeah,
We've got to see it again. We'll see him in the top 4.
He must be. He must. He's got to do well just so we can see him on camera again.
Yeah, we need to see that.
Looking through, showing. I wonder if he shows Craig what he actually had. No.
He's got 2 Stoic Rebels as well. I didn't even spotted those. Wow.
Some of these, I've got to be honest, I don't know what some of these cards actually.
What you're missing? Swarm Surge is just
Stoic
Rebuttal is
Swarm Surge.
Is cancel, but if you have Metalcraft, it costs 1 so it's counter spell in this deck, which is really good. Which is why it's so much blue, because you want to be casting double blue as well, I assume. Swarm Surge is it's Trumpet Blast, except they also get First Strike, and I think it's only colourless creatures. It's a draft common, it's a draft common. It gets you in draft, and apparently it gets you in Affinity sideboards now too.
I mean, I wasn't playing back when the
this is now Swarm Surge.
Swarm Surge, is it?
This set, mind blown.
Shows how much limited I've been playing. Anyway, so that's it for round 2. Okay, and back to us. Okay, hope you enjoyed seeing 2 pretty spicy lists.
So I think that the role that the cool control list plays in the format is sort of pushed out by lists like Affinity and Burn that just seem like a rough matchup. I absolutely love Craig, I love this list. I love Cool Ultimatum. Who doesn't love a good Cool Ultimatum?
Back in the day.
Getting back Grave Titan. Sick play. But yeah, unfortunately we just didn't get there.
We didn't get to see it, but if Craig does manage to win the rest of his rounds, I mean, we could see him. If Craig wins the rest of his rounds, we could see him again.
I'd love to see him again.
And then,
oh my gosh.
You might be able to see some of the Cruel Ultimatums.
Best luck to Craig Stevenson. And of course, hi Carnell here.
Yeah, good luck to both of you in the next rounds.
I think we're looking for a backup game for you guys to look at home, but while we're doing that, we're just going to discuss the meta game in general. We talked a little bit about how Torpor, the efficiency of Torpor might change with the banning of Twin. We haven't talked about banning of Amulet at all.
Banning of Amulet?
Not banning of Amulet, sorry, the banning of Summer Bloom. Banning of the Amulet deck. So, there's been a little bit of going around, isn't there? A few people brewing with actual Amulet figure.
I have.
Without Summer Bloom.
From playing it a couple of weekly nights, I have, a couple of weeks ago, an Amulet of Vigor deck 4-0'd, won the whole.
Fair enough.
We're getting you table 6, and they have this time left.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So
we are moving over to table 6. We're going to have another probably games 2 or 3.
We're 20 minutes left on the clock, so you shouldn't be waiting too long. We'll sort that for you as soon as we can. So we're just going to pop some adverts now. We'll see you very soon with some more magic.